Mama. Ooh.
I'm here to bring awareness to the emails that had surfaced earlier this month. The one I find most disturbing of all is of a third grade teacher trying to talk about sex with 8-year-old students. These are 8-year-old children that she is trying to hold a sexual orientation class with. A parent shared their concern and their objection to it and pulled their kid out. And instead of this teacher being concerned of what she did wrong, she goes to a district employee and asks for ways of how she can continue to teach sexual orientation to her third grade class.
And tell me, how is that normal? How is that normal? Imagine, somebody is trying to teach your kids something that you don't approve of. And when you tell the teacher that you're paying them to teach them math class and all those stuff, they're teaching something behind your back, asking for the principal, how can we do it behind your back to still keep doing something that you don't approve of? This is the world that we live in. We live in a world that the bad guys are good. People can rob you, and if you defend yourself in the aggressive way, you're at fault. No! If you chase somebody that stole something from you, and he falls and hits his head, that's your fault. No! If you date somebody for so long and they forgot how to take care of themselves and they live in your house, it's your fault. Get out of your own house. No! If you don't have a house and somebody enters your house and they're there more than 24 hours, called ocupas in Spain, it's their house. No! If you turn off the electric bill or you turn off your water, it's their human rights. If you remove internet. No! And now, if they want to teach your kids about this weird sexual orientation, what's wrong? What's happening, people? What? Ooh, you heard that sound like Porky Pig, right? That means I almost laughed crazy. I only make Porky Pig sounds when something is weirdly funny. Or I'm trolling myself so my brain doesn't explode.
You guys want us to believe that this isn't a propaganda, that no agenda is being held? This wasn't just any sexuality class. This was specifically designed 3 days a week. She taught LGBTQ curriculum in her class. It raises the question, how many of those students are excelling in that classroom?
3 days! When I had Christian class, you know how many times we had the class? Once every week. Once. Now you have 3 days. Amen. You are pushing something as if you're going to solve the world when the people from the LGBTQ represent like a very small percentage. Many times not even in the double digit. And now you want to use 3 hours of the class to teach something what a small percentage is in importance. And guess what? We find out now. This hasn't been going on for years. And now people are like, well, these transgender people and these just Gen Z that are reproducing. We don't know how it happened. We don't know. No. It never happened. You really think parents are crazy? Mamas are crazy when you go masturbate their kids. That's why I like this woman. Not because she's white. No, because she's a mama that fights for her kids. You guys are just like the crazy uncle and auntie that comes by, hey family, you guys are 6, 5, 10 years old. Here's a gift. I'm a cool uncle. Yeah. But now go away. I need to go to sleep and party.
Is everybody in that class getting A's in math, English, grammar, social studies?
Nope.
That we can dedicate 3 days a week to teach 8-year-olds about sexual orientation? I don't care what kind of sex is being discussed. The word sexuality, nudity does not belong in the ears in a classroom of 8-year-old kids.
Amen, mama.
And when parents show their concern, what does this teacher do? Completely disregards and goes behind the parents' back trying to find ways of how to continue these lesson plans. The level of disrespect that has been shown to Christian conservative parents?
Yes. Why don't they do it with Hindu and Muslim? They don't dare. There was it in UK. The Muslim community was like, nah. Well, they don't sing Bob Marley, but you get my point.
Is becoming very obvious. It's like all of a sudden, just because we don't fit the agenda, we don't fit within the parameters of the agenda that's being pushed, we're being disregarded and pushed to the side.
Preach,
we're not
mama.
talking about having people excluded. We're talking about the level of uncomfortability that some parents are experiencing, and that's important.
Yes. Look, man, as parents, normally if this was happening back in the day, we could have done the Will Smith attack.
Oh, wow.
But that is not allowed anymore. But the fact is, if you did that back in the day, or even now officially, well, actually maybe a few years ago, I can actually arrest you for pedophilia. The word that I have to mute. We're not allowed to say those stuff. But at the same time, the books that these kids are reading, if I go to, I don't know, these cool things that you can give your complaints and everything, right? If you read the book there, they're gonna be like, hey, it's not appropriate. Oh, kind of weird. So it's appropriate that you can read this book to my child in private, locked there 4 to 8 hours. But I cannot read it to you about the complaint live because it's inappropriate? You guys must be bugging.
Because if you guys want to talk about including all, listening to all, every student matters, our kids matter too. We don't want those subjects being taught to children who are just 8 years old.
Yes.
The topics get worse and worse and the subjects get more detailed. And I'm sorry, are we doing Bible studies in classrooms? No, we're not, right?
Nope.
So why is this a certain agenda being pushed into the classrooms? But if we don't take a stand and we don't share our voice, they're just going to sweep this under the rug.
Yep. Yeah, I was complaining about this once with some people on Discord and left. They were like, I don't hear a lot of people complaining. I was like, what do you mean? We're not allowed to complain. The only reason we are complaining is it's the first time in society we found out you're teaching this to kids. And the fact that we complain, you still have the audacity to say, this is the right thing to do. Make your own baby. I keep telling them, if you can't make the baby, go adopt. Find a good relationship with somebody, be stable enough for a few years, and be a good candidate. Get your baby. That's it. You can choose African, blonde, Chinese, South American, Philippine. Do whatever you want. Start there. If you can do that, hey man, I can disagree all I want, but it's your child, and these are mine.
Don't get me wrong, makosa kita bong.